Everyone, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Yeah,
Good
hello.
morning.
Good
Yeah.
morning.
Good morning.
Okay. All right. Thanks for joining. So session will start exactly at 9:05. Okay. Sometimes the platform will, due to network issues, it may delay a little bit in starting, but otherwise, you will get 100% communication about the classes if anything is delay or cancellations and all. So for that, you will have to save one number. Let me send that number in the chat. So we are going to send from tomorrow all the class related information through broadcasting. Okay. So already you might have saved, but you can verify. So if you save, then only the message will deliver to you. Okay. So this is a number 9900 920 968. So all the communication will happen through this particular number. Okay. All right. So let me start recording. Stop and
Sorry to
start it.
interrupt you. Can you just repeat the number one more time? Double
Yeah.
nine?
9900
Yeah.
920 968.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So let me start recording. So before that, let me ask you a few questions related to yesterday class. Okay. So far we covered ITSM and we covered hardware asset management, right? So everybody here, I'm sure what is, already you know what is ITSM. So ITSM module in ServiceNow, companies will implement to provide services for employees. If employees are facing any issues, related to why it is not starting recording. Just 1 second. So I'm trying to start recording. It's not enabled. Okay, let me wait some more time. So hope you are able to hear me, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
re-
Yeah, go ahead. Anyone has? Okay. All right. Okay. So I don't know. Recording option is not showing for me.
already recording is started. I
Yes.
think it's
Started.
a
Oh, okay. If it is started, well and good. For me, it's showing not started. Think network problems. Okay, let me. Okay, all right. Let's continue. Anyway, it's a revision, right? Okay. Meanwhile, it may start. It may show up that option. All right. So ITSM companies will implement to provide the services for employees. Okay. So where employees can request the services as part of their day-to-day work related to network, related to hardware and software, so on, right? Okay. So for that, definitely every company has to implement ITSM. So earlier, before ServiceNow, they were using BM's remedy and implemented ITSM. They were using HP Manager and so on. But now almost 99% of the companies are implementing ServiceNow ITSM. Okay, the ITSM module purposes remain same. Either you use ServiceNow, BM's remedy, or any other tool. But right now in the industry, so ServiceNow is the only tool which provides proper ITSM. So that's why all the companies are using it. Okay. So another module called HAM we discussed yesterday. That is hardware asset management. So hardware asset management companies will use to implement for tracking and tracing assets of the company like hardware related computers and device servers or network device sorry the printers routers switches all such kind of hardware related in hardware related items, we can effectively track and trace it, and we can store that even information like maintaining a storerooms and so on. Okay. So similar to hardware asset management, companies also needs another module called software asset management. We call that as a SAM. Okay, SAM and SAM Pro. You might have heard. So Pro means it's a the Pro version of the SAM. SAM, if companies take software asset management, so where they'll have a only basic, on top of that they'll have to configure and implement it. Okay, but whereas if they take Pro, 99% of the things already it will be available in the platform, so they can just enable and they can use it. All right.
Yes.
Okay, all right, let's move on. Let's move on. The next module, SAM, right? So let me bring up some information for SAM related. Software asset management. It's a very similar to hardware asset management, but here SAM will store all the software related information. So let me share my screen. Okay. Software asset management. In simple, we can say SAM. So one of the most powerful modules under IT asset management, ITAM, like we have ITOM, ITSM, HRSD. So similar to that, so we have ITAM, ITAM. ITAM module includes so both the applications, hardware asset management, software asset management. Together, we can say ITAM. Okay, remember,
Yeah.
ITAM includes both the applications, hardware asset management, software asset management. Together, we can say IT asset management. Okay. So while HAM deals with the physical assets like laptop, monitor, servers, and whereas SAM deals with the digital assets like Microsoft Office, Adobe, ServiceNow licenses, or database licenses, .NET licenses, or database licenses, all those things. As a company, they will purchase thousands of softwares to design the applications, right? So those software licensing part and also procurement and as well as assignment or installation. Assignment is here, installation. All those things we need to take care. Otherwise, it will be problem in compliance because let's say Microsoft, I'll talk more about it. Okay, before that, so let's understand ServiceNow helps organizations manage, control, and optimize software licenses across the enterprise. So across the organization, see, not location wise, right? If they purchase the things, so they will purchase across the globe. Means as an organization, you will be purchasing a multiple softwares. So those softwares we should organize properly and manage it and control those digital assets. Okay, and also this module, software asset management, will help organizations to comply with the software licensing agreements. What does it mean? For example, you have taken 100 Microsoft Office licenses as a company, and sometimes, if you are not tracking and tracing those installations, you may be sometimes overusing. Okay, you may be taken for 100, but you are using for 120 licenses. Okay, in such cases, when third party audit happens, so they will come to know that we are overusing, then they will actually it will be a penalty for organizations. Okay, organizations has to pay the penalty because all these companies will do the audit. All the software companies will send third party audits will be there for companies. So if we are overusing, so we will have to pay the penalty. So we should be compliant. to the process, and as per the agreement we should use only 100 licenses. Okay, so if you are maintaining that information, like how many this particular software installed in how many devices, if you know that information, if you are able to store and track it, then you will be compliant and you will never have a such kind of problems. Okay, so by using SAM, so we will be compliant to the agreements and licenses. If you are not overpaying for under unused softwares, okay, what happens sometimes you will procure 100 licenses, but you may be using only 50 licenses. 50 are unused. So if you are not tracking that information, how company will know like who is using that software, or how many licenses we have been using, how many are left. So that is also difficult. Okay, and also keep on installing, uninstalling. It will happen, right, in the organization across the globe. So effectively we have to track it and trace it, so that we will get to know if you are not using let's say 50 licenses, you can you don't bill it, means you can clearly inform to vendors saying that, so we are not using these licenses and we can't pay for it, we will not pay for it. So then that is a process. So you should not be paying overpay. But if you don't have a information, so simply you will pay every month for 100 licenses. So that will last for companies. So this and all we can control using software asset management. And also you can reclaim, reuse, reassign unused licenses automatically. So by using this process, so we can reuse the existing licenses or installed applications and also reassign it. For example, you have taken 100 licenses and all 100 has been used, okay, and installed in different laptops, but all those users whoever is installed may not be using, they may used last year, but this year they no more part of that project, or they may not be using that uh, particular software. So we can send a notification saying that, so are you really using this, or are you need this software? If not, so they will uninstall and they will use that license to install it in another usage. For example, 100 licenses you installed, and now you got a another request from the one of the employees saying that, yeah, I need to install this Microsoft Office. So when you check in the system, you will not be seeing any unused licenses. So in such cases, you will have to procure. So before procuring, you can verify, is there anything we can reclaim that software, or we can anything reuse it, so that if it is available, so you can scan it and you can get to know that is there any unused software, so that you can reclaim it and you can install it to the requested user. So this will avoid procuring a new software, so that we can avoid the, I mean, we can reduce the cost. Okay, so these are the uh, benefits which will provide which will give you when companies uses the SAM module, software asset management, and also effectively like upgradations or licensing, vendor onboarding, all this it will be interlinked. Okay, so SAM basically it will be handling licenses, compliance process, and optimizing the software usages. Okay, so SAM is equal to license visibility plus compliance plus optimization. Okay, clear? Any questions so far?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I want to know that these both comes under ITAM, right?
Correct, ITAM.
And it is a different module under which they have the two different applications, right?
Yeah, so under ITAM, two different applications, hardware asset management, software asset management. So combined we call as a IT asset management. So any company definitely wants to track physical and logical assets. Definitely they have to purchase the ITAM license. So ITAM will include both this applications, hardware asset management, software asset management.
Okay.
Okay, so hope these sessions are useful. I'm asking everyone. So
Yes, yes, sir.
yeah, because you will get a high level overview on ServiceNow platform and technologies remain same. The process, okay, the module will be different purpose. Each module has its own purpose, but the technology in all these modules remain same. I'm going to teach that. Okay. So nowhere you will get all this information. So just try to understand and try to relate it. And if you're having any questions, feel free to ask and clarify. Okay. All right. So let's understand why SAM is important for any company. So without SAM, companies often buy too many licenses, use unlicensed or pirated softwares, fail vendor audits. Okay, so these three things will happen if companies don't use software asset management. Okay, and SAM prevents all that by maintaining accurate records, use tracking and reconciliation of all the software installations and entitlements. So these documents also we will upload along with the recordings. You can download it. Okay, so that you will have a I mean you can refer it whenever you want. So SAM lifecycle in ServiceNow. So request as usual, employee, let's say you are working for a ABC company, you need some Microsoft Office installation. So you raise a request using a service catalog. Employer, let's say you raise a request. So request will go for approval. If manager approves, then it will be assigned to procurement team. So they will check is there any licenses purchased or any existing licenses we can use. So here license purchase details. The procurement team will, if there is no unused licenses, so they will purchase. They'll raise a PO for vendor, and vendor will allocate the license. That information it will be captured in software asset management. And once they get it, so license entitlements are created for that software. So it will be added the information who actually it's assigned and who is using. So once it is assigned, entitlement is almost is equivalent to assignments, and it will be stored in the information. So once it is assigned or installed this software, so then it will be available in the network. Please, let's say as a company, we will have a private network and where all the assets like physical and logical assets, so we can track it in the network by using application called discovery. Okay, so once you install that software in computers, automatically discovery will find that. Okay, so discovery detects the installations across the device and it pull that information. Okay, so in the network, thousands of devices daily installing and uninstalling happens. So that information we have to capture and we have to store it in a CMDB. So then only we will get to know up-to-date information. What is the server configuration? What changes they made for the server? And is that, I mean, who is the vendor? All that information, whenever you update, so it will be available in the network, right? So means the device is added to network, and as soon as the network is it's added to network, discovery tools we have the application called discovery under item. I'll talk about this or SCCM. So this is also discovery tool, third party. It's not related to ServiceNow. So by using these tools, it will search the network and it will identify the information and it will store that information in the CMDB. And then here reconciliation, like system compares what is installed versus licensed, all those things happens. Optimization, SAM reclaims unused licenses or suggest downgrades. Okay, automatically this is already implemented. When you buy software asset management, all this functionality we will get it, but here if you want to modify anything, you will have to use technology. Okay, so which means whenever you purchase any licenses like hardware, any module licenses, 80% technology, sorry, process will be there, 20% technology. Means all these processes are already available. And if you want to modify any of the process, you will have to make use of technology like ServiceNow admin and development technology, and you will have to modify it. Okay, so here are the core components, software model. This is all about the like maintaining. Okay, so so many, it's all examples I have added here, key tables, and also examples like real-time example, benefits of SAM. Already we discussed about it, and another example like purchasing 100 Microsoft Office licenses and Intel implements created, and discovery 120 found detected via discovery. Okay, so you purchased 100 licenses, but actually in the network we can see 120 installed softwares. So then it's a problem, right? So 20 are non-compliant, means extra licenses company is using. So this is how we will get to know. Then we will identify what are those extra licenses or what are those extra non-compliant installations. On those, the asset management managers or agents will take the action, and then those 20 licenses we can reclaim and reassign it to active users. Okay, so which means we can uninstall it. So this is how we will be compliant. Okay, getting it? So
Yes.
this is an all high level overview. I'm sure you are connecting the dots, but definitely all this is a part of developing and implementing later. Okay. Okay. So this is all examples. I have added multiple examples. I'm going to share this. And also recently I also certified on HAM and SAM, so I can give you more information. If required, you can reach out. So, but for beginners, so the basic information is sufficient. Okay, whatever we discussed so far, it is sufficient. So you need to get overview on the modules. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So this is all about the software asset management. All right. So the next one and another important module in ServiceNow is ITOM. Okay. ITOM in ServiceNow helps organizations discover, monitor, and manage all their infrastructure components. Infrastructure components. Infrastructure means to run the softwares. To run a, let's say, bank website, they need hardware devices and software devices. Then only they can run their particular bank application 24/7. They can make available to users. Otherwise, application will go down very frequently. Users will complain about it, right? So we have to make sure that is called a infrastructure in terms of IT. So here the ITSM will help us discover those infrastructure and monitor and manage all the organization infrastructure components like servers, networks, cloud instances, applications to ensure everything runs smoothly and efficiently. Okay. So ITOM contains a set of applications. All these applications will be used to make sure the applications running on time, and we can check the health of those applications and the the health means is that device is active or inactive, is there any log analysis, and if something is not really responding to the system, so automatically the ITOM applications create the incidents, and incidents will assign to a incident management team. So proactively they take those incidents and they'll work on it and they'll resolve it. So before customer reporting any issue in the back end by using monitoring tools, so companies will monitor the devices, and regularly those monitoring tools ping the devices. For example, you have a Wi-Fi router, okay, and you never complained about the Wi-Fi to router, but in the back end, company will keep on check your network device or Wi-Fi router by using a monitoring tool, and they collect the device information and they do the statistics, and if device is healthy and it's working as expected, then it will continue monitoring. But if the device logs show some misleading information or some errors or some warnings, automatically the what you call the monitoring tool creates the incident. So where it incident goes to ITSM team based on the like it's if it is a reporting a hardware related or software related, so it is out up assigned to the hardware team or software team. So those teams appropriately take the actions, and they will rectify before customer uh, reporting any issue. So those and all, it will give you business for companies, and it will increase the customer satisfaction. Okay, so let's understand this high level the scenario. Okay, yeah. Any questions, Hemant?
Yes, I want to know that is it similar to that software asset management and hardware asset management?
No,
Because the
software.
functions are likely to be same.
No, software asset management and hardware asset management will take the responsibility of ownership of those, okay? Like procuring and who entitlements, who is using that and which particular system it has been installed and how many licenses we used, is it overused or not? But ITOM will take the responsibility of is that software running correctly or is that corrupted, okay, and also if is that software has any issues, so that device software information we will get it and we will store it in a CMDB. All these modules are linked, okay, so little bit because all it has a relations, okay, so without hardware asset management you can't entitle, means it will not be added to network, and if the device is added to, it's not added to network, obviously ITOM can't do anything. So first hardware asset management or software asset management should take place and implement the things, procure the licenses, assign to the users. So then remaining operational process, okay, operational view, it is day to day those
Okay, for
softwares will be
monitoring like the
monitoring those
activity.
softwares.
Thank
Getting
you.
it? Yeah. Okay. All right. So this IT OEM has major applications. Here, many applications we have. Let's understand few important applications in IT OEM. So one is discovery, second one is service mapping, third one is event management, fourth one is orchestration. So remaining we have, but we no need to understand all these things. Okay. So first three are actually important. You need to understand. Okay. So the first one is a discovery. So discovery is a separate application, and also the process of discovery is 80%. So process you will have to understand, and 20% configurations you will have to do, means technology. Automatically finds all the devices, servers, and apps in your environment. So detects 200 servers across AWS, Azure, and on-premise. For example, uh, this will network. So once the device or the hardware or software is added to network, then discovery will do its duty, and it start daily. It will search the network, scan the network through the probe, and then sensors through the probe and sensor. Actually, discovery works with the probe and sensor. So when we send a alert to the discovery, means it give the trigger. So the due with the sensors, it will scan and it will take the latest information, because every day in the network the device upgradations and other things will keep on happening, right? So you need latest information, and you will have to store that information into CMDB. Okay, so discovery will scan every day. It will be scheduled, means hourly and all. It will scan and it identifies the device and its information, and it will give it back to ServiceNow CMDB. So CMDB will have a latest information. Okay, so then whenever employee has any issue, network issue or hardware issue, so he will be raising a request or incident, right? So there it will be linked ITSM. I mean the CMDB will be linked to ITSM process. So are you connecting the dots? In the beginning we discussed, right, ITSM. So incident, problem, change, service catalog, and CMDB. Hmm?
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, so this discovery will help the populate the CMDB data. So this data comes from the network. So in the network, the devices and like hardware and software informations, we will gather it. So for adding these software and hardware information or entitlements will happen through the hardware asset management and software asset management. Okay, service mapping. So this will help maps how the applications and servers connected to deliver a business service. So this will be mapping applications and servers. Okay, this application or this server has this many applications. Okay, so this will help us to map and create the kind of a relations so that we will easily track it. And event management collects and correlates alerts from the monitoring tools. Event management is a kind of a monitoring tool. It will keep on monitoring and it collects the any information for the all the device infrastructure, both software and hardware, and detects, let's say, for example, CPU alert. Okay, and corrects it with an app outage. So it will automatically identifies the alerts, then it will create the incident automatically. Then incident team will look at the what happened to that CPU or what is the outage, and they will start working on it and they will complete it in on time. Okay, so this is called ITOM, important applications, discovery, service mapping, event management, and orchestration. Orchestration we call as a like workflows. Okay, so it will automate the repetitive IT tasks. So for example, reset passwords, restart services automatically. This and all, so we can implement through the orchestration app module, means one part of ITSM, and we can automate the repetitive tasks. And cloud management, so manage multi-cloud resources like deploying virtual machines in AWS or Azure through the ServiceNow. So this cloud technologies you can manage using this application. Okay, but most of the organizations will use first only three or four applications max as part of the ITOM, but remaining and all optional. Okay, so it doesn't mean that if you purchase ITOM, you will not, you will get everything. Okay, you get whatever you want. So and also these tools are very costly, means modules are very costly. ITOM, hardware asset management, software asset management, all ServiceNow is a costly, means all the modules are costly. Even ServiceNow itself, it is a costly tool. Okay, it's not a like what you call, you can say in general example, everybody says it's not for 30 rupees coffee, it's a 200 or 300 coffee like Starbucks coffee. So it's a costly tool, but still companies are using because they are seeing value in it, even though it is more cost than the when they compare with other tool. So they are seeing a value in it. Okay, so they can't go, even though they may get cheaper tools when they compare with ServiceNow, but still 90% of the companies are using ServiceNow because they are seeing in it value. So companies won't care about money until unless if they get the value. Okay, so if they are saving more money, if they're getting more benefit, so obviously it's not a big deal to paying more as well, right? It's all about quality service. Okay, so cheap services they may get for cheaper prices, but few may like it, many may not be like it. Okay, all right. So scenario, for example, email service outage. Okay, so service now discovers your infrastructure like web server, all the servers it will discover, and then service mapping, through service mapping automatically maps the relationship of email portal, app, database, and network switch. Then event management, a monitoring tool sends a CPU I alert on app server. Then ServiceNow uh, correlates it with an email server outage. Then it will do the analysis. Then ServiceNow AI is now included. So AI will identify detect the root cause. So then Tomcat process hang due to the memory leak or something, then orchestration automatically triggers the restart of the Tomcat server and it will resolve it. Okay, so all these applications are interlinked and automatically see without any user interface, interfere, automatically the email outage issue is resolved by configuring all these applications: discovery, service mapping, event management, orchestration. So you will get it. Okay, so this is called a automation. So company needs such kind of tools to automate their day-to-day work. And also said, right, all these are costly, and also if you want to implement ITOM, definitely your existing the network and infrastructure also should suit for the ServiceNow ITOM capabilities, because if you are not properly implemented a hardware asset management, software asset management, definitely uh, the the discovery will not find the things. Okay, so if you are not effectively use those modules, so then misleading information in the network and the partial information will be there. So discovery gets the partial information, or then it will store it in a CMDB, so that we will not be, it's not useful much. So we should have proper information and proper hardware and software details should be there in the network. Then only companies can go and implement the ITOM. So here remember, every company cannot implement ITOM module until unless they have a proper infrastructure and they maintain the hardware and software asset management properly. All right. So this is here with this automation, zero manual efforts, faster mean time to resolution, and complete visibility into service cells. So we will get to know, and even it's quickly resolving automatically the outage of the email server. So similar to that, I have added another scenario as well, like new service server provision in AWS. Some user requested they want a new server in AWS. Okay, in such cases, a company DevOps team needs let's say they want to EC2 server for testing, and instead of logging into AWS manually, they requested through the ServiceNow. So through ServiceNow, they requested the server. So request initiation through service catalog ITSM process, it will come this request. The developer opens the service catalog and selects the provision a new AWS server. So ServiceNow triggers an orchestration workflow. The workflow connects with the AWS using secure credentials mid-server. So I'll talk about mid-server and later, because AWS is a separate software and ServiceNow is a separate software. To connect that, so we need a mid-server. So mid-server will help us to connect public cloud to private and vice versa. You can do that, and then automatically it runs API call to create a new EC2 instance, and it will provision that. So once it is added, or once it is assigned that requested requested cloud EC2 server, then it is available in the network. Once the server is up, discovery runs automatically. It detects the new EC2 instance and update the CMDB details like IP address of that server, operating system, instance type. All this will be automatically taken and populated into ServiceNow. So event management of ServiceNow connects with the AWS CloudWatch. Any alerts are automatically captured in the event management. And if multiple alerts are detected, so AI operations correlates them to find root cause, and this will take care of like any issues or anything. If it is, it will find the root cause, and then it will send to orchestration process. So item triggers automated scripts to increase the instance size or restart the process. Then the issue is resolved without manual effort. If any event management finds any issues in the new EC2 server, so through the AI it will find the root cause, and that will be processed through the, it will be sending to the orchestration will take care of running automated scripts and processing or restarting the servers or whatever it is. It will take care, and it will clear the issue. Okay, so like this ITOM will help organizations to automate the process of resolving issues by using all these applications. And also we can uh, access the network. I mean, we using discovery, we can scan the network, and we can identify the devices information, and we can store it in the CMDB. Okay, so far we completed total 4 modules overview. And before that, we learned what is ServiceNow, why we are using, where we are using. Okay, and then we started understanding ITSM, hardware asset management, software asset management. Now today we discussed about the ITOM as well. Okay, so remember, the technology may change. Okay, after 10 years or 15 years, but these modules or the module purposes will be evergreen. Okay, every company has to use this process. Earlier they were using BMC remedy. Now they are using ServiceNow. After 10 years, they may use something else also, right? But without these processes, companies cannot skip. So that's why we are saying it's a evergreen. The module, the domain is evergreen. Whatever you are learning, right? It's evergreen. The technology may change, but process will remain same. Okay, so it with, I mean, until I mean, as long as companies are there in the world, the process will be there, and jobs will be there for this domain. Okay, so without this domain, companies will not be able to run their day-to-day operations. Any questions on today's session?
Fine.